Hi everyone, these are all the tools we're going to need for this project. Let's take a look at them. A panel saw, a G-clamp, some strong string, a pencil, some sandpaper, any old screwdriver, a tape measure and some wood glue. You can get this in the centre aisle of some of the big supermarkets. This is the wood I'm going to use. It's from an old pallet I took apart. Really, it's pretty rough wood, but it's fine for an outside project like a planter. And I'm going to need 4 little square pieces of wood, or rectangular is fine. They don't even have to be all the same size. I'm going to make my planter look a little bit better by cutting off the ends of these pieces of wood. Get rid of these holes. I'm going to use my panel saw. Here we have a 90-degree angle. That's handy because we don't have a tri-square. This is a pretty good way of marking a 90-degree line across our wood. It's quite accurate. Notice I've clamped my wood to my decking with a G-clamp. This holds it nice and securely. I'm going to cut along the line as accurately as I can, making sure my hands are away from the blade at all times. Safety is the most important thing. Now I'm going to cut my board to length. I'm making my planter 700mm long. Mark this with your pencil and your tape measure. Use your panel saw to square the line across. Now accurately cut the board to length. This is going to be one of my sides of my planter. I need 2 boards this length. Now I'm going to mark and cut my corner support pieces. The length of these pieces needs to be the same as the width of the board we just cut. Again, use a G-clamp to secure your wood. Here I'm doing little backward cuts just to create a little groove in the wood. This helps me get the saw started. Remember, keep your hands away from the blade, at least 300mm. This little block of wood, we're going to save that. It's going to come in useful later on. Next, I cut a 400mm board for one of the ends of my planter. I'm going to join these corner support pieces on like so, with wood glue. Notice this space at the bottom. This is where my base is going to attach. Take your wood glue and spread it out on the ends of the boards. Carefully place your corner support pieces on top of the glue, making sure they're nice and flush with the end and the top of the board. Instead of using clamps, I'm just going to use a heavy weight like a brick. This is going to work just as well. All you need is some pressure for a couple of hours. Repeat this process for the other end. I can just put one on top of the other to let the glue set. When the glue is dry, we can glue the two ends to the two sides. In woodwork, this is called a carcass. To clamp a carcass normally, we would utilize sash clamps and glue. Here's how you can do it if you don't have any sash clamps. You do need some very strong string though. Make a loop in your string, put your screwdriver through the loop and start twisting. Eventually the string will get tight. This will pull the carcass together and hold it reasonably tight. We can then weight it with some bricks and leave to dry. Next, we're going to use the little blocks that we cut off earlier as supports for the base. I'm using this piece of scrap wood to make sure I get it glued in the right place. When I've done this on all four sides, I'm ready to put the base on. The base is going to sit on top of all these little blocks. I've cut two more pieces of the pallet wood to the exact size. If you can get them fitting nice and tightly, that's even better. And glue them in with your wood glue. My planter is 400mm wide. It's for my greenhouse. If you're making one for your windowsill, I'd advise you make it 200mm wide. Then you can only use one board for the base. I think a little coat of paint will finish it off just nicely. And there we go. It's done. Total cost about 15 or 20 pence in glue. I'm going to fill it with compost and plant salad leaves in it. I think some rocket, coriander and basil.